Good morning to all the participants. Department of Humanities and Sciences from Balaji Institute of Technology and Science, Laknepalli, Narsampet, Warangal, proudly organizing national level 1 week confederated online faculty development program on orienting applications and conceptualized aspects of sciences and humanities. Today is the day 5, last day. Today, resource person Dr. H.P. Rani ma'am, Associate Professor of Mathematics, NIT Warangal. Today's topic, she will be delivered on finite volume methods and its applications. Before going to introduce today's resource person, it is my, as you all know that I have completed my PhD under the guidance of Dr. H.P. Rani madam. She has vast experience in teaching as well as she is expert in conducting programs like conferences, workshops, and she has organized 2 GIAN courses, Global Initiative Academic Networks. During my PhD time, I gained so much. This is my 13th year in this college. Till now, I never conducted any program. But today, proudly, we are organizing 1 week national FDP. That is only what I learned from my guide. I didn't say that I have done a wonderful research, but I can proudly say that Madam has given me such a confidence and courage to conduct this FDP. When we designed this FDP, right from the beginning, Madam is the person, she is guiding me. You have to invite NIT director into the picture. Like that, she guided me. I'm very thankful to you, ma'am, because of your presence, our FDP makes so special and wonderful, ma'am. I'm very honored. I'm very thankful to you and grateful to you, ma'am. This is a time I share. I show my gratitude towards you, ma'am. I'm very happy that today, when I approached you, immediately you accepted my request. Thank you very much, ma'am, for your continuous guidance and support. After my PhD, still I'm continuing my research with the support of my guide. In this year, we both published 6 papers in this 2020 years. So still, madam is showing compassion and caring. She's a wonderful lady. She can able to organize any type of program. Because of madam's support, today we are organizing this program. Before going to start madam session, I request today's coordinator, Mr. G. Srinivas, to give brief introduction about today's resource person, Dr. H.P. Rani madam. Over to coordinator, Mr. G. Srinivas.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Good morning, Honorable Chairman, sir. Good morning, Honorable Chairman, sir. Dynamic Secretary, sir. Distinguished today's resource person, Dr. H.P. Rani ma'am. Beloved Principal, sir. Convener of the program, coordinators, my dear staff members, and esteemed participants of today's session from various institutions. This is G. Srinivas, Assistant Professor of Mathematics and the coordinator of the FDP. It's a great honor for me to introduce and welcome today's resource person, Dr. H.P. Rani ma'am. Dr. H.P. Rani ma'am, working as Associate Professor of Mathematics at National Institute of Technology, Warangal, obtained her doctorate degree from Anna University, Chennai, and has vast experience as an academician and researcher by working in prestigious National Taiwan University, Taiwan, and Kyung Hee University, South Korea. She has received fellowships of National Science Council, Taiwan. Her area of interest includes computational fluid dynamics, heat and mass transfer, biomechanics, magnetohydrodynamics, geodynamo, and corrosion problems. She has introduced a new concept of boundary layer flow visualization through heat lines and mass lines. She got approximately 30 lakhs project from Department of Atomic Energy related to flow assisted corrosion problems. This project has gained currency in the nuclear industry. The detailed analysis of microcirculatory blood flow in hepatic lobule has got much appreciation from the medical community. She is a member of highly reputed professional societies like European Geophysical Union, American Mathematical Society, International Association of Mathematical Physics, Indian Society for Heat and Mass Transfer, Indian Society for Mathematical Modeling and Computer Simulation. She is one of the journal editor for Frontier in Mechanical Engineering inside Nuclear Science. Also, she is a journal reviewer for the Journal of Fluid Mechanics, Physics of Fluids, Heat Mass Transfer, Progress in Computational Fluid Dynamics, European Journal of Mechanics, Journal of Applied Fluid Mechanics, Journal of Energy and Heat Mass Transfer, Annals of Biomedical Engineering, etc. She conducted MHRD sanctioned GAIN workshop in phase 1 and phase 2, and she is going to conduct one in phase 3 also. These workshops are conducted in collaboration with researchers from Slovakia, Taiwan, and Russia. She has been recently invited to Slovakia, Taiwan, and Italy for collaborative research works. In NIT Warangal, recently she served as Associate Dean of International Relations and Alumni Affairs apart from warden and department posts. She has 110 publications in international journals and conference proceedings. Under her guidance, 3 PhD dissertations are completed and 2 students are pursuing their PhD. She served as resource person in various conferences, workshops, seminars, and webinars. She has made number of invited lectures too. Thank you. Thank you. Now, I cordially invite ma'am to start her distinguished lecture. Thank you. Over to ma'am.
Good morning to everyone. Thanks for the nice words from my student Narayana and also Srinivas. And I also thank the organizers of this conference who gave me a chance to present my work in this webinar. Okay. Can you see the screen?
No,
hello?
No, ma'am.
No? Now, can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Please
okay.
continue.
Today, I'm going to talk about research applications, especially because for an institute, getting an NARF ranking is based on the teaching and research. And research plays a key role in that one. So what are the things as a mathematician we can put forward in the real-time applications? With that, I have chosen this topic to introduce a mathematical method, which is a finite volume method and its real-time applications. Here, I'm not going to show any applications which is in general. Whatever I have done along with my students and in postdoc as a research professor in my PhD, etc., I'm going to elaborate that so that you can have a feeling that we can contribute to the societal level applications. Okay, straight away, I will go to my talk. So what is my aim here is link the dynamics of the fluids and their structures in physical space and their transitions due to the control parameters arising in this. Okay, basically all models are real world models. We take up a model and we do the experiment, observe them, or analytically also we are able to solve them. Otherwise, computationally, we are going to do that. All these things are interrelated to each other. For example, let us take an experiment which was done by Rayleigh and Bernard in the year 1906. That is simply heating of a plate. When we cook something or heat up a water, the bottom plate is a heated plate. And the above one, we call it as a cooling plate. And how the fluid moves inside these two plates. That's what done by Rayleigh and Bernard, and the convection cells are known as Rayleigh-Bernard convection cells. So this is the setup for the experiment, what they did. So they have a huge setup here. You can see that this one is known as recirculating cooler, PIV camera to capture the velocities and temperature, which we call it as dependent variable in mathematics. Apart from that, we have PIV laser, the computer to record the measurements. So this is a huge setup which they have said that one in 1906. Later, such type of observations also made. Okay. Coming to the observations of such thing, even we can observe such type of flow structures over the atmosphere also. In the atmosphere, this is the velocity flow, how the velocity flow is taking place with respect to the heating from the sun. And this is the temperature contours are shown here. You can see here very well clearly that from where I have taken this research paper also I have mentioned, and here temperature is given, this much heating is given up, and that has been normalized here, and we want to model this one. This is the observations made by filament. And similar problem is also analytically studied by Nobel laureate Subramaniam Chandrasekhar for a magnetic fluid models. Just now I have showed you only the heating up of the plate. Instead of that one, he has added heating, magnetic flow, and rotation also. Here it is written that this is the article which is published in 2018, Astrophysicists Who Defined How Stars Behave by Subramaniam Chandrasekhar. He has written a nice book about hydrodynamic and hydromagnetic stability, and he introduced a number called Chandrasekhar number, which gives the ratio between Lorentz force to viscous force. So three things I have introduced. One is experiment, observation, and analytical. In the experiment, you can see that it is very difficult to it is very difficult to set up the experiment. While coming to the observation, sometimes we miss some details also. Coming to the analytical work, we can't able to solve the nonlinear differential equations. So that is the drawbacks of all these three: experiment, observation, and analytical. Coming to the computational work, you can see here, because of the invent of supercomputers nowadays, we can start the process, pre-processing, geometry modeling. Here, heating up of the plate is taking place along with the rotation, and the cooled plate is kept above. So we are imposing the boundary conditions for this. Apply the meshing. Meshing plays a crucial role here. Then we are going to solve the governing equations, whichever governs this flow along with the boundary conditions. Here we are going to use the finite volume method, which I'm going to tell you in detail. Apart from that, we can make use of the finite difference methods, finite element methods, boundary element methods. So many methods are there. Then after solving that, we are finding out the solution of the dependent variable in terms of the independent variable. Then we go for the post-processing. In the post-processing, there are huge number of softwares are available. Like one of them is TechPlot. In the TechPlot, you are plotting the dependent variable in terms of the independent variables like X, Y, and Z, which I have shown here. So when I plotted the velocity values, here, these are nothing but the velocity vectors. Along with that, we have drawn the streamlines over here. You can see the rectangular structures, how beautifully it came up, which was told by Chandrasekhar in his analytical work. For the Chandrasekhar number, for the Chandrasekhar number 2000 and the Rayleigh number 30,139. So how these things are possible? These things are possible, that is reproducing the exact observation and experimental work through the supercomputers. Nowadays, which are available, we are using the parallel processing also to speed up that one. Parallel processing is reducing a considerable amount of time to solve such type of system of equations. So with this idea, let us proceed further. So schemes and boundary conditions are designed according to the mathematical considerations in order to reproduce physical behavior. This is the motivation to do the computational work. Especially, I am going for the fluid dynamics problems. Okay, computational fluid dynamics. Why it is so important? Experiments are costly, consuming the space, and also sometimes risky. If you want to go for the geodynamo models, there you have to use the liquid gallium as the fluid. Liquid gallium is highly flammable one, so people cannot use that liquid gallium in their experimental work. And also it is time consuming also. So these are some of the drawbacks of experiments. When we go for the observations, there exists no clear picture and we cannot able to repeat the observations again and again. For example, if you want to simulate the model of tsunami, it's not at all possible. Okay, coming to the analytical work, there exists no analytical solution for nonlinear PDEs when they are coupled also. We are going to see some of the equations, still they are known as millennium problems. Okay. Hence, with the advent of parallel computing, we can able to use our knowledge of mathematics in an efficient way to get the solutions of these experiments, observations, and even nonlinear PDEs also. Nowadays, there exists a lot of CFD softwares came up with these ideas. For example, ANSYS, CFDRC, COSMOL, StarCD, Flow3D, and OpenFOAM. OpenFOAM is a beautiful open source software. Everyone can install that one and we can try by ourselves. And the others are commercial softwares. We have to buy that and then we should make use of that. So now let us see their commercial revenue, how it is getting increased year by year. This I have taken from this web link, which I have showed here. So a lot of industry has been switched over to make use of this CFD softwares instead of conducting the experiments. Now we can say that CFD softwares have become the rivals to this experimental work. Okay. Now let us go straight away to the equations. The standard form of transport equation for a scalar property phi. Phi can be anything. Phi can be velocity, temperature, concentration. Simply phi is a dependent variable. Let us assume we are going to solve this equation to find the value of phi. So what is this transport equation says that? This is the general transport equation which is given in this form of this is a partial derivative of rho and phi with respect to t. Phi is the dependent variable. Rho can be a constant. If it is a constant, it can be taken out. The next term is known as convective term. And here V bar denotes the velocity vector. And this term is the nonlinear term which causes all the disturbances if rho is a constant. And it is balanced by the right-hand side equation. The right-hand side terms, namely the divergence of gamma del phi. If gamma is a constant, then divergence of del is nothing but the Laplace operator with phi. So the term is known as diffusion term and gamma is known as the diffusion coefficient. Apart from that, there can be any sources. Sources due to radiation, gravitational force, pressure gradients, etc. All these terms will come into picture here like a source term. Now let us take one by one some assumptions with phi equal to 1. Phi is velocity, phi is temperature, phi is concentration. If phi equal to 1, we will get the continuity equation. If phi equal to 1, you can substitute here and this general form of equation will reduce like this. Okay. Without any source term. If source term is 0 and phi equals to 1, then it will reduce to like this. Second equation, a very important equation for the fluid dynamics, which is known as momentum equation or Navier-Stokes equation. What is the substitution we are giving here is phi equal to V bar. And if you convert this equation with the help of phi equal to V bar, you will land up with this equation. The source term is nothing but now pressure gradient and any other source term we can include here due to the radiation, gravitational force, in buoyancy force, etc. The next equation is energy equation. For example, in the second slide, I have showed heating up of the plates. For that one, we have to take care about the temperature of these plates. So we have to solve this equation. Here, phi takes the value temperature. And the last equation which I am considering here is the concentration equation. The given equation, the general transport equation, reduces to the concentration equation by taking the value phi as C. Now you can differentiate what are the dependent variable and the independent variable. Here, time is the independent variable. Apart from that, from this del operator, you have the space coordinates x, y, z if it is a three-dimensional case. If it is a two-dimensional case, you will have only two coordinates, x and y. If it is a one-dimensional case, you will have only one direction. Now, what is our aim? We want to solve this equation and get the value of phi if other things are known to us. I'm going to take up only the convective term and the diffusion term and the source term. Later, if time permits, I will tell you how to include this transient term also. So now let us note that the existence, uniqueness, smoothness of solution of Navier-Stokes equation is still an open problem in three-dimensional case. So nobody has still now has proved there exists a solution for the Navier-Stokes equation, which I have showed before. And it gets a unique solution also, and smoothness of the solution also not even proved. The flow contains the turbulence. Turbulence means here chaotic nature. With respect to time, the fluid dependent variable shows chaotic nature, which remains one of the greatest unsolved problem in physics till today. Therefore, the Clay Mathematics Institute considers this question as one of the Millennium Prize problems. The next slide, I will show you the web page of Clay Mathematical Institute, which lists out the Millennium problems. One among them is Navier-Stokes equation. This is the equation which governs the flow of variables such as water or air or any other liquid. However, there is no proof for the most basic equations one can ask. Do the solutions exist? Are they unique? So anyone can solve such type of problems which is listed in this Clay Mathematical Institute. Okay, now why it is so special? Because the Navier-Stokes equation in general has all properties like it can be classified as a hyperbolic equation, parabolic equation, or elliptic equation. The importance of wave for propagation of information. The dependent variable solution is given in terms of the wave of propagation, which is very truly we can see that in the real-time computations also. Strong relation between the waves and boundary conditions. Boundary conditions plays a very crucial role in solving such type of problems, real-time problems. Mathematical analysis of Navier-Stokes equation in 3D is still an unachieved work. Now, let us go straight away into the computational fluid dynamics. One of the method which I'm going to consider is finite volume method. With the finite volume method, we are considering a control volume. Here you can see that if we want to find out the value of phi at the nodal point P with the phase values W and E. So the P is surrounded by the phases E and W. Rate of accumulation of energy in the control volume. This is the beautifulness of the finite volume method. So it exactly calculates how much energy is residing inside this control volume. I will take one by one, like one-dimensional case, two-dimensional, and then three-dimensional case. Okay. So now let us consider the control volume, which is shown here. And the capital letters, they are nothing but the nodal points. And in the small letters, we are denoting with the phase values of the control volume. So this is the east phase and the west phase for the point where we want to calculate the value. And we assume that at the nodal points, we know the dependent variable values with the help of the initial and boundary conditions. Okay. In the two-dimensional case, you will have the same nodal points are denoted here and surrounded by the phase, control volume phases, east phase, west phase. And since it is a two-dimensional case, we have north phase and the south phase also. And the distance between these two phases is denoted by delta x. And in the y direction, it is denoted by delta y. So in the three-dimensional case, we have top and bottom boundaries also. So this direction here, it is denoted as z direction. So here you can note that these spaces, delta x and delta y, need not be equal. They can vary with respect to the grid spacing also. Therefore, this control volume approach very well suited for the grids with unequal spacing also. So what is the advantages of this finite volume method along with the methodology, what it follows? The basic methodology, what it follows is integral form of conservation equations. Conservation equations means the first one which we have seen is the mass conservation equation. Second one is momentum conservation, energy conservation, and the last one species conservation. So everything is integrated form we are going to consider. All the equations we are going to consider in terms of the integral form over the control volumes. And the control volumes are nothing but the given domain is subdivided into small regions. So surface and volume integrals are approximated by numerical quadrature. Once we integrate that equations, we are going to make use of the formulas of numerical quadrature. Then we rewrite them as the algebraic equations. So the interpolation used to express the variable values in the control volume phases in terms of the nodal values. It results in algebraic equation per control volume. From that, we are going to get the matrix form of the coupled linear system of equations, which we solve using any algorithm, whichever is available. In general, we know that tridiagonal matrix algorithm is available, but here I have used the algebraic multigrid algorithms to solve this algebraic equation. And the advantages of this finite volume method is it is suitable for any type of grid, that is equal spacing grid or unequal spacing grid or unstructured grid. And it is conservative by construction itself. The starting point itself, the energy is conserved inside the control volume. Okay, now let us take term by term and for the transport equation and discretize that one. First, let us consider the diffusion term, which is shown in the right hand side of the general transport equation. So we are going to integrate the diffusion term, that is del dot gamma del phi over the control volume. So here we have written dV here. By applying the Gauss divergence theorem and assuming the dependent variable phi is continuous over the given domain, we can able to write down this form, the surface integral form, and this has been further written using the numerical quadrature formula here. And here over the phase E, we have done this value. So over this phase E, control volume phase E, we have done, and we know only the values at the nodal points. So it can be further written as the difference between these 2 points. As usually we come across in the finite difference methods, that is this point value, dependent variable value, minus phi p divided by the distance between these 2 nodal points. Next, the source term, which I have showed in the right hand side, the last term is again integrated over the control volume. This is a source term. Source term can be function of a dependent variable also. It can be rewritten as the source term multiplied with volume of the domain plus some quantity we have to add up here such that it should be less than 0 to balance the given equation. Okay, the last term, convective term, which I have shown in the left-hand side of the Navier-Stokes equation. When we again integrate over the control volume and apply the Gauss divergence theorem, you can rewrite that one. And then again, using the numerical quadrature formulas, we are rewriting that in the summation form. And this is nothing but, here you can see the same thing is written in the compact form. Summation over the phase E with CE and phi E. What is CE here? It is combination of all these values. Rho E, vector, this velocity, and the area of the domain. So together we have written this one, and this is known as the mass flux of the cell. So here, where subscript E denotes one of the phases of the cell, AE is the area of the phase E, V is the velocity component in the direction that is normal to the phase, and therefore CA denotes the mass flux. Now, how to calculate the phi E value? This in the previous case I have showed with the help of finite difference method using the neighboring nodal values, we have approximated that one. Now, how to get the value of phi E? That is the major question here. And to calculate this phi E value, there are different types of convection techniques are available. One among them is upwind differencing scheme, which is a first order scheme, central differencing scheme, which is a second order scheme, quadratic, quadratic upwind chemical kinetics. This scheme is higher order scheme, and combination of these schemes is given in terms of SFCD and Super B schemes. Let us analyze these schemes and see which scheme gives the better results. Okay. Let us consider the first scheme, upwind differencing scheme, to calculate the value of the dependent variable at this phase value E. Now we are going to consider the flow direction, whether the flow is in the positive direction, that is moving from capital W, that is this nodal point, to capital E, this nodal point, otherwise moving from capital E to W, that is in the negative direction. So positive direction of the flow, negative direction of the flow decides the dependent variable value at this phase value E. That is what it is written here. The value of phi E at an interface is equal to the value of phi at the grid point on the upwind side of the phase. You can call grid point or nodal point. So if the flow is in the positive direction, then this value is replaced with the neighboring value, that is phi P, neighboring nodal value here. If the flow is in the negative direction, that is the flow is moving from capital E to capital P, then this phi E value is replaced with this value. Okay. Similarly, you can identify the phase value of phi W here with respect to the flows in the positive direction or the negative direction. The next scheme is central differencing scheme. Central differencing scheme, name itself tells that we are going to make use of the neighboring nodal points for the phase E or for the phase W. Now, for the phase E, it is given approximated with the help of phi E and phi P. See, small e denotes the phase value, and it is approximated with the help of these two values. So here, lambda is the parameter value which takes the distance between the nodal points. So it is calculated like this. And if lambda takes a value 1, then simply this value is replaced with this capital phi capital E value. If lambda takes a value 0, then it goes back to phi capital P value. Okay, this is a central differencing scheme is the second order scheme, and upwind differencing scheme is the first order scheme. Okay, what is the drawback of a central differencing scheme is when we apply central differencing scheme to solve the governing equations, we are getting the oscillatory behavior. That also we are going to see in the next slides. Next scheme is quadratic upstream interpolation for convective kinetic schemes. Here, the name itself tells that we are going to consider some more number of nodal points which are neighbor to the phase values. So you can see here the phase value, we are going to consider 3 nodal points, I-1, I-2 here. So when flow is in the positive direction, when the flow is in the negative direction, we are going to make use of these formulas, and we can easily calculate these formulas by substituting these values in the governing equations, and we can derive that. The disadvantages of quick scheme, even though it has a higher order accuracy, boundedness fails and oscillations in the solution. This is introduced by Leonard in the year 1979. Next scheme is self-filtered centered interpolation scheme. In short, it is known as SFCD scheme. This is a beautiful scheme which has both boundedness and also accuracy. Boundedness of upwind differencing scheme, and along with that, accuracy of the central differencing scheme. So, because of the presence of central differencing scheme, accuracy is maintained by removing the oscillations from the solution. So here, if I write down the scheme here, you can see that phi E is calculated with respect to the central difference scheme and also with respect to the upwind differencing scheme. Again, if gamma value takes 1, then this upwind differencing scheme cancelled out. The SFCD scheme is nothing but the central differencing scheme only. Otherwise, if gamma takes a value 0, SFCD scheme becomes the upwind differencing scheme. Okay, so it is nothing but the average of these two schemes. And this scheme is introduced by Swaby in the year 1984. Okay, the last scheme which we have considered is Super B scheme, which is nothing but first order bounded differencing scheme like the previous one, up-in differencing scheme, plus the higher order correction schemes like quadratic schemes. That's what written here, up-in differencing scheme and the higher order schemes. How to calculate the psi value? Psi value is calculated with the neighboring values, I and I minus 1, I plus 1 also. So the R value is calculated from this one and it is getting substituted here. Otherwise, this psi value is nothing but the maximum of these three values. So these are the 5 schemes we are going to consider and we are going to take up that. Super B scheme is introduced by Harton in the years 83 and 84. Okay, now consider a numerical example taken from the book, An Introduction to Computational Fluid Dynamics, the Finite Volume Method by Verstag and Malasapura. Okay, let us consider a ODE of this form. If rho is a constant, U is given here as 2.5 meters, then 2.5 meters per second, then it is on the positive direction. That's what I want to mention here. U is moving in the positive direction. Therefore, how to get the value of phi E, we came to know from the previous slides. And this is the diffusion coefficient. If gamma is a constant, it comes out, this equation reduces to d squared phi by dx square. With the boundary conditions, the left-hand side, we are taking the dependent variable value as 1. And in the right-hand side, we are considering the dependent variable value as 0. With these conditions, we are going to solve this equation. Analytically also, we can get the solution and it is given here. And if we make use of these 5 schemes, central differencing scheme, up-in differencing scheme, quick, Super B and SFCD schemes with the 5 nodal points. If we split the given domain into 5 nodal points, then if we compare their solutions of 5 with respect to these schemes, you can see very well that the analytical solution is shown graphically in terms of the green color, and the central differencing scheme shows the oscillations, and the quick scheme is also showing the oscillation. This is the higher order scheme and this is the second order scheme. And the UDS scheme and the Super B and SFCD schemes shows the bounded solutions. So boundedness is ensured with respect to the up-in differencing Super B and SFCD scheme. Now coming to the 20 nodal points, that is the given domain 0 to 1 is divided into 20 nodal points, and if we apply these schemes, you can see very well that all schemes are converging, are moving closely with the analytical solution. So what we can observe from these two graphs is Super B and SFCD schemes shows the bounded solutions without any oscillations with less number of nodes. Okay, further we implemented these schemes in the parallel computing environment, and we can able to see that the SFCD scheme with the message passing interface has completed the solution for a cubical cavity for 1 day. But without implementing the parallel processing, we have run the simulations for 4 days. That is the beauty of SFCD scheme with MPI. And these solutions we have compared with the experimental results and they are matching very well. Therefore, in some of the problems, we have implemented SFCD scheme wherever it is required. Okay. So if we numerically integrated convection, diffusion, and source terms, if we go back to the original transport equation and integrate them, then put them all together, that's assembled together, it results in the following linear equation of the form like this. Here is the nodal point where we want to calculate the value and the neighboring points where we know the values of the dependent variable phi along with the source terms. Now, what is our aim? We want to solve this coupled linear set of algebraic equation. As I said before, I have used algebraic multigrid method to solve this one. In the algebraic multigrid method, from the fine grid, we will go to the coarse grid. That is, in the previous problem, I have showed you the 20 grid points and 5 grid points. First, we start with the 20 grid point solution, then slowly move to the 5 grid points, then come back to that 20 grid points. So we are implementing the relaxation parameters also. That is the algebraic multigrid method. Okay, till now we have seen the finite volume method, and let us apply that method to some of the real world applications. For example, the backward facing step where there is an obstacle in the flow. When there is an obstacle in the flow, how to simulate the solutions. That is one of the example I have considered is placing a step in the backward phase. Then Rayleigh-Bernard convection, that's what I have shown in my second slide, that is heating the bottom wall or side walls. So these two are nothing but the very fundamental studies for all of the industrial problems. I have considered these two and get much appreciation from Journal of Fluid Mechanics, Physics of Fluids, Computers and Fluids. Apart from that, we have studied some biological problem like microcirculation in liver. In liver, cells are known as hepatic cells, how the flow is taking place in the liver. Then in collaboration with acupuncture doctors also, we have seen how the chi is known as nothing but the energy. How the energy is flowing inside a human body that we can able to capture accurately with the use of this finite volume method. And recently after joining in NIT Warangal, I got a project for flow assisted corrosion that has publications in these journals. And geophysical fluid dynamics about the inside the earth. The geodynamo is there, how the liquid gallium fluid flow is moving inside the earth. That is currently we are working in this project, geophysical fluid dynamics. All these problems are solved with the help of finite volume method only. Okay. So theoretically also we can able to compare some of the problems, and I want to show you some of the theoretical results given by Ma and Wang in the year 2007 for the problem which I have considered known as Rayleigh-Bernard convection, dynamics and structures in the physical space. So he has considered the same problem which I have showed initially, experimentally, observationally, and analytically also. In the analytically work, he took some of the theorems and he proved that theorems and showed the structures of the flow also. So the governing equations, the general transport equations is considered and shown here for the two-dimensional case. Here he has defined the two-dimensional case with the height of the cavity as h is greater than 0. So this is the transient term and the convective term. Here comes the diffusion term. This is the Laplace operator. Here the pressure gradient and the Bose-Nash approximation. Since heating is taking place here, we have to consider the energy equation also. Apart from that, continuity equation is shown here. He has considered different type of boundary conditions. The first one is Dirichlet boundary conditions, otherwise experimentally that is known as rigid boundary conditions. Here the temperature is 0 at the y direction. X2 he is calling the y direction with the lower plate 0 situated at 0 and the upper plate is situated at 1. And the other one is free boundary conditions where the derivative boundary conditions are employed, otherwise they are known as Neumann boundary conditions. In combination of Neumann boundary conditions and the Dirichlet boundary conditions, Robin boundary conditions are defined here. Apart from that, the integral conditions also shown here because the governing equation involves the dependent variable time also. So he proved that the solutions have a rectangular structures with the vortex structures present inside the cell. So you can see the flow is both in clockwise direction and also in the anti-clockwise direction. What is happening here? The bottom plate is getting heated up. Because of this heat, the velocity is moving up, and because of the density variations, again it is coming down. So here he is showing these streamlines of the structure, and we are able to reproduce these structures using the finite volume method, and the structures are shown here. Here the control parameter is defined with respect to the temperature gradient between the bottom plate and the upper plate. Here G is nothing but our gravitational force, beta is the thermal expansion coefficient of the fluid which we have considered, and L is the vertical length he has considered, mu is kinematic viscosity of the fluid and thermal diffusivity of the fluid. So based on this temperature gradient, how the motion of the fluid is taking place. So here, the Prandtl number defines the property of the fluid. If we take air or water, the Prandtl number varies. Here, I have considered liquid gallium to reproduce the geodynamo problems. So very well, it is very clearly observed, and the velocity magnitudes shows its variation near the bounding walls, and at the cutting edges of these rectangular structures, you can see some of the stagnation points. Okay. Next, we have introduced the field synergy principle, which is very important for the industries. Detection of intersection angle between the velocity and temperature gradient can effectively enhance the convective heat transfer. So because of this principle, we should focus more on the regions where there is a intersection angle between this velocity and temperature gradient occurs. So how to locate that one? From the heat equation only, the energy equation or heat equation, when it is integrated over the thermal boundary layer, we will land up with this coefficient, that is velocity vector and the temperature gradient vector. This defines the field synergy principle. So we are going to calculate the angle, local intersection angle between the velocity and temperature gradient, and we have plotted that one. So this principle was initially introduced by Guo and Wang in the year 1998. Okay. Now you can see the same problem, whichever I have showed before. Bottom wall heating. You can see the isotherms. The temperature is more in the wall, on the bottom wall in comparison with the upper wall. And Rayleigh numbers are defined here, 2 times of this Rayleigh number. When the temperature gradient keeps on increasing, that is the temperature difference between the bottom wall and the upper wall increasing, slowly the flow shows the convection nature. This is the conduction nature, and convection nature is shown. And there occurs the thermal boundary layers. Very thin thermal boundary layers are observed initially. Later, they are moving apart and giving rise to another structures also. When we see the synergy between the velocity and the temperature gradients, you can observe in the middle of the cavity, the coordination between the velocity and temperature gradient is very less, where the attention should be focused in these regions. When the temperature gradient is further increased, we can see the structures are getting splitted up. The isothermal structures are getting splitted up into different regions, and the introduction of the non-symmetric cases also coming into picture. Okay. So when we heat the left wall, in the previous case I have showed for the bottom wall heating. Now if we heat the left wall, so the fluid moves in this direction. That is what shown here. And the field synergy, you can see that when the Rayleigh number keeps on increasing, the coordination between them is lost and the turbulent flows come into picture. Very clearly, this field synergy principle shows this nature. In the walls, because of the left wall heating, the coordination between the velocity and the temperature gradient is lost in the left wall and the right wall of this one. But here, these are stationary walls with no temperature gradients. Therefore, the coordination between them is very good. As the temperature gradient, more flow is taking place with respect to the increasing temperature gradient. And here also the symmetricity of the flow is lost. Okay. When we have different type of structures, how the flow behaves, that is what it is shown here. That is the aspect ratio. AR is nothing but the aspect ratio between the bottom wall with respect to the height of the cavity. Initially, it is good. Initial means for very small Rayleigh numbers, the coordination principle works very well. When we keep on increasing, the turbulence comes into set and we cannot able to predict any flow structures here. Okay. So that is one type of the problem which I have done along with Dr. Narayana, one of the coordinator of this program. Apart from that, I have considered a cavity problem also, which is shown here with the differentially heated cavity. Here, the beauty of this problem is because we have considered the nonlinear equations, there exists more than one solution with respect to the Rayleigh number. For up to 3040, the Rayleigh number solutions are single solutions. when we increase the Rayleigh number, it showed up two different solutions. Further, the bifurcation theory tells that there exists periodic bifurcations and frequency doubling 1 and 2 bifurcation, and lastly, the turbulence solutions set in. That is the beauty of our governing equations, which clearly shows that the route to chaos. Okay. Apart from that, the microcirculation problem also a very different problem, and here you cannot able to apply the higher order differencing schemes because we have to consider the micro level structures here. The micro level structures are shown here with two inputs. These are the boundary conditions, and n number of outputs are shown here. One is the portal venule where the flow is getting drained. Flow means blood flow. Here, because of the liver problems, biology problems, we have to consider the fluid as blood. So this work has get much appreciation from the reviewers. Still, they said that still a dark, unclear field for us, but it is really very important for the TACE problems, trans-arterial chemoembolization problems for the consideration of hepatic tumors. I appreciate your great work very much, and I hope your stay can be bring a breakthrough for the TACE hepatic tumor surgeries. So that is what here shown here. When we animate the flow here, this flow is driven by the pressure gradients. Very high pressure gradients exist in the liver. Because of one of the blood flow coming from the heart, the other flow is coming from the food which we take. That goes into the portal venule. So here, when the very high blood comes here, it washes out the remaining blood also. And in this region, these are classified as 3 different regions, and the hepatic cells which are present here behaves very differently in these regions. With the drain from the hepatic venule takes out almost 90% of the blood out. And here I have showed the wall shear stress regions. So the more stress is occurring in the hepatic arteriole. The other one with the obstacle, we have considered this problem. The obstacle is nothing but this step. The flow is coming in this direction. If we take, this is the upward flow and this is the downstream flow. From the upstream flow, the flow is coming and falling over the step and moving out. The finite volume method very accurately captures the eddies near the wall and near the step also. You can see here, this is the step eddy and this is the near wall eddies. It is a very basic problem for the industries. And here also a nonlinear governing equation shows a single solution followed by 2 solutions here. And this region is known as transitional region. Here, the limit cycle plays a very crucial role. Above Reynolds number 2000, we are getting the chaotic flow or turbulent flow. And this work is substantiated with the experimental work of Armley et al., who published this work in 2004. So very close to the wall, capturing such type of comparison is a very tedious one. It took almost 2 weeks for me to get one result for this. Okay. Recently, we started working geodynamo problems where I have to consider this so magnetic induction equations also and the magnetic force. And because of the rotation of these problems, I have to consider Coriolis force and centrifugal force also. Along with these equations, we have to consider the appropriate boundary conditions and solve that one. When I implemented this one, because it is a rotational flow over the rectangular plate subject to the horizontal magnetic field. So this shows a rectangular structures which is shown here, which I have shown in the second slide. And these results are substantiated or validated with respect to the experimental results of Arnio and Wolfson, who published their results in Journal of Fluid Mechanics on experiments on Rayleigh-Bénard convection, magnetoconvection, and rotating magnetoconvection in liquid gallium. The problem here is in the experiment, we can't able to capture such type of structures to analyze this one. So most of the physics is hidden in the experiments, observations, even in the analytical solutions. Because in the analytical work, we are assuming so many things and proceeding further. So the next problem which we have considered is flow accelerated corrosion. This is the pipe which is getting corroded because of the presence of water near to that, and iron becomes ferrous ion concentration becomes ferrous oxides and move with the bulk flow here. So how much this ferrous ions are mixing with this, and how the water is taking away, that is a problem given to us. With the help of this Reynolds average Navier-Stokes equation, we can able to capture the eddies over that. Here, the flow velocity is very high, and you have to make use of this eddy viscosity also. So you have additional equations with respect to the Navier-Stokes equation, and we can able to capture the results given by BARC with our computational results, which are validated very well with this one. You can see some of the corrosion points here, and those are captured in clear manner in the computational results. Again, we have substantiated our results with the Canadian nuclear power plant data. Okay, coming to the concluding remarks, the Navier-Stokes equation remains a challenge for mathematicians till now. The Navier-Stokes equation represents a very complex phenomena, turbulence, which I have showed in a last problem. So capturing a turbulence is not an easy joke. It requires a lot of computational space also to store all the flow variable data. Their usage through CFD in the industry has highly increased during the last decade. They started using direct numerical simulations, large eddy simulations. Another important point or presence of mesh plays a very crucial role. Bad mesh leads to the bad solution. Therefore, every time whenever we take a research problem, we should validate our results with respect to the experiment, analytical, otherwise observational values. Okay. So at all levels, mathematicians must work and interact with the physicists to explore what is the physics lying behind each problem. Okay. So I end up this talk with a quote from Mother Teresa: "I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast stone across the waters to create many ripples." Okay. Thanks for your attention. If any questions are there, I am happy to answer that.
Hello. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your nice presentation. Excellent presentation, madam. With your permission, there are some queries from the participants, madam. Shall I ask? First one is from Santosh Patra. How mathematical modeling can be solved biological problems like artificial synthesis of blood?
Okay. So if it is a blood or air or water, it is a fluid. You are going, can you hear my answer?
First one is from Santosh.
Yes, ma'am, it is audible, please, ma'am.
Yeah, okay.
How mathematical modeling?
Yeah, with the help of PowerPoint, I will explain you. Okay. Can you see the screen?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It is visible.
Okay. So this is the problem which I have considered in the biology. Here, I am interested to know about the flow structure here. So the fluid which I have considered is the blood, and the properties of the blood we have considered. And here, the one thing which I have considered is the non-Newtonian flow. The non-Newtonian flow is characterized based on its viscosity. So the flow variable is velocity only, and the other dependent variable is pressure. Here only two equations we have to consider. One is continuity equation, the other one is momentum equation, along with the boundary conditions which I have specified is the pressure driven flow. And here the walls are rigid walls. So the velocity is 0 here. These are the boundary conditions I have considered along with the pressure boundary conditions. Apart from that, nothing to worry about which fluid you are considering here. The fluid properties are taken care by the parameters, whichever we are considering. The control parameter which I have considered is Reynolds number. And the Reynolds number is very much small here because the flow velocity is very less. Otherwise, if it is too much, then flow gushes out here. Nothing will remain in this side. So it is a Stokes flow. We can categorize this flow structure as a Stokes flow. Okay. In this way, we solve biological problems.
Okay, thank you, madam. There is one more query, madam, from Dr. Srilata. Which is the best software for statistical analysis of real-time work?
Nowadays, statistical analysis, SPSS is there. Yeah, artificial intelligence, machine learning, these things are based on statistical work only. Once we get the data, even we are getting huge number of data from the computational methods also. How to deal with them? Sometimes we have to go for artificial intelligence. In one of the problems, we started applying that one. So how to predict the data with respect to the control parameters or with respect to the data which we have already. So in my suggestion, you can go for SPSS.
Yeah, one more last query, madam, from Mr. B. Shivadas, Assistant Professor of Balaji Institute of Technological Science. Which numerical method is better for complicated geometry, either FEM or FEM or FDM?
Yeah. In finite difference methods, you can make use of the grid spacing as unequal also. But in finite volume method, there is no problem to make use of unequal grid spacing. Okay, but for the complicated geometries means you have to apply the methods and see the accuracy also. Simply using the first order accuracy, second order accuracy will not help. That is why each and every step we have to validate our results with the observational, experimental or analytical work. Then only we can proceed further.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for answering patiently for queries raised by the participant. Now, over to Narayan sir for that. Over to the convener, Narayan sir.
Thank you, sir. My sincere thanks to Dr. H.P. Rani ma'am. In spite of your busy schedule, today you have arrived. I know, ma'am, you are busy with one side. You have been taking universal human values to the faculty of NIT. And yesterday also you have given a lecture in SPRIT college. And today, though last night when I talked, I observed that there was some, it seems that you are weak. But today you came and you presented and given a wonderful talk, ma'am. It's only because of your, I know your caliber, ma'am. What I said that is only limited. Just I have seen during my PhD course only, I observed. You have vast experience. Really, ma'am, you can see there is a change in my attitude also before PhD and after PhD. There is a difference that you have given me. You have not only given me the PhD, ma'am, you have given me the confidence. Now I can able to do any work. That is only your what I gained in the research, ma'am. I'm very happy today. You have given a wonderful talk on finite volume methods and its real-time applications, ma'am. Thank you very much. Before that, I request Mrs. Tabassum to give the vote of thanks for this session. After this, we'll continue for the next program, that is valedictory function. Over to Mrs. Tabassum. You please.
Sir, thank you, sir. Sir, is it audible?
Yes, it is audible. Please continue, ma'am.
So, good morning, everyone. It's my privilege to propose vote of thanks to Madam Dr. H.P. Rani Madam for giving an excellent coverage on finite volume methods and its real-time applications. I would like to thank our Chairman Sir, Dr. A. Rajendra Prasad Reddy Garu, Secretary G. Rajeshwar Reddy Garu, and our beloved Principal, Dr. V.S. Hariharan Sir. My special thanks to HOD, our HOD and convener of this 1 week FDP, Dr. V. Narayana Sir, and also all the participants who participated actively in this 1 week FDP and made this FDP a grand success. Once again, I thank all my participants and all my faculty members who supported in this FDP. Thank you one and all. Thank you, sir. Over to Narayan, sir.
Thank you, Tabassum ma'am, for your vote of thanks. Within 5 minutes, we are going to start the valedictory function. And really, I am thankful to Jaipal from NIT Nagpur and Dr. E. Lakshmi Narayan Garu, Associate Professor of Chemistry from Srinidhi, and also Shauri Babu from Vigyan University. They also joined. I'm very happy, sir. When I interacted immediately, you all accepted. That all belongs to your credit. Really, I'm very happy. Within few minutes, we are going to start the valedictory function. Before that, you please permit me, I want to give you some instructions to the participants. After the instructions, let this valedictory function starts. Please, 2 or 3 minutes, please. Thank you. Now coming to all the participants, I'm very happy. Every day, we have been observing that so many views we are getting through YouTube channel. I thank all the participants across the India. Around 2,760 registrations we received. And also most of the participants, they mentioned that your videos are very good when compared to others. Thank you for your wonderful feedback. Okay, now I want to give you few instructions regarding the certificate. I request all to please mute yourself. Okay, fine. Thank you. Now, coming to the feedback form. Right. This is a feedback sample because most of the participants after the session, they have been raising the question, how to upload the attendance copy. You please excuse us. You maybe wonder why should we upload the attendance copy? Because as we are streaming on YouTube, so whoever at that time they are free, they will come and see the YouTube, right? And some participants, they mentioned that when we are free, we will watch the YouTube. Okay, anyway, it's not a problem. Now this is a final feedback certificate. This is the sample copy. Right. So this is email address, today's resource person. You please write, this is very important. Name of the participant with the salutation, comma designation. Comma designation, you please, it is very important. You write, okay, Dr. Narayana, comma, associate professor. Whatever you mentioned, same thing will reflect in the certificate. You please, because this is the time you should understand. Simply, casually don't fill the feedback. Once the moment you fill the feedback, immediately you will get the e-certificate. After that, that link will not work for you. And name of the department, you please understand, this feedback is only for the chemistry. There is no option here. The only option is chemistry. That means all the chemistry participants who belongs to chemistry background, you have to fill only this feedback form. So there is no option. You have to click. Otherwise, it will not go to the next step. So this is for chemistry, and same thing for mathematics, same thing for physics, and same thing for English. Remember, our FDP covers basic sciences and humanities. So mathematics, physics, chemistry, and English. There are 4 different links available that we are going to post in the YouTube chat box, Telegram group, and also we are going to send through your registered mail. Please understand, this is for chemistry. You please fill these 2 options very carefully. Name of the participant, comma designation. You please, if you don't write designation, your name will appear in the e-certificate. Okay, that is the reason I'm explaining all the things. And finally, name of the institute or the university that you please write. Whatever the data you provide, these 2, 3, 4, same thing will reflect in the e-certificate. And this is common feedback about today's session. How was the session? How would you rate the speakers? Quality of presentation. This is common. You please understand. This form is for chemistry, physics, English, and mathematics. Then what about the technical students? Suppose, what about the technical point of view? Suppose you are belongs to engineering. You are belongs to some lawyer, some agricultural background, some civil, electrical, mechanical. Then what about others? This FDP is open for not only sciences and humanities, even for all the participants. Suppose if you are a doctor, then what to do? Which feedback you have to fill? That I'll explain now. So that is, okay, maybe this. Okay, no, not this. Please pardon me. Okay, this is a general feedback. I request all the participants, please note that this is a general feedback. If you are not belongs to mathematics, physics, chemistry, and English, you please fill this form. This is for general. Okay, in this general, you can see only name of the participant is available. Name of the participant. There is no designation here. Please understand. So name of the participant. And the second column is designation, comma, name of the department. Name of the department. That means you can write, if you are a lawyer, if you are a student, if you are a lecturer, if you are a teacher, you can write designation, comma, name of the department. Okay, associate professor, comma, mathematics. Like that. Of course, it is not for mathematics. You please understand. Agriculture, like that. So finally, name of the institute and university. So we are going to provide you 5 different Google Forms. Please understand, this is the first FDP. We can proudly say that we are organizing and we are covering all the streams in India. So we don't want to discourage all the participants. Whatever the attendance copy, today's whatever the lecture given by ma'am, you upload the screenshot. That I'll show you at the end. Okay. Now you can see there is a option called attendance proof. Attendance proof. You have to upload today's attendance only. Today's attendance only. For all the five feedback forms, this is compulsory. Attendance proof is required. Really, we don't know whether you really attended or not. That we don't know. So you upload your attendance copy so that you will get immediately, you will get the certificate. And one more thing, as we are using the company college mail, HOD_humanities@bitswarangal.ac.in, per a day, it will generate only 1500 certificates. Suppose if you don't get certificate today, don't worry. I will provide my phone number and also my coordinator's phone numbers. If you have any queries, you please feel free to contact us. Don't worry about your certificates. 100% whoever registered, we are going to provide you the certificates. Provided you must watch the YouTube link and you must attach the attendance copy. With this, these are the instructions. Now we are going to start the few minutes. We are going to close this FDP. Now let us start the valedictory function. I request Dr. V. Sudhakar Rao, you please start this valedictory function. Over to Dr. V. Sudhakar Rao.
Yeah, today we are going to organize a valedictory function, and I request Karunasri Madam to start the proceedings.
Yes, thank you, sir. Is it clear, sir? Is it audible and clear?
Yes, it is audible, please.
Right. Okay. Good morning, everyone. I delightedly welcome you all for today's valedictory session of national level 1 week confederated online FDP program organized by Humanities and Sciences Department of Balaji Institute of Technology and Science. And we have organized on the theme entitled orienting applications and conceptualized aspects of sciences and humanities. And the first day topic was effective online teaching, online labs, and online research. And the other days were on the topics related to physics, chemistry, English, and mathematics. And to welcome, I feel it an honor to invite Dr. A. Rajendra Prasad Reddy, sir, Balaji Group of Institutions Chairman. And I also welcome Dr. G. Rajeshwar Reddy, sir, Secretary of Balaji Group of Institutions. Today's chief guest to this valedictory session, Dr. H.P. Rani Madam, Associate Professor, Mathematics and IT Warangal. And today's guests of honors, Dr. E. Lakshminarayana, sir, Dr. Jaipal, Dr. K. Sauri Babu, sir. And I also take an immense pleasure to welcome Principal of our Institute, Dr. V.S. Hariharan, sir, Convener and Head of Humanities and Sciences Department, Dr. V. Narayana, sir, Coordinator of this 1 week online FDP, Mr. G. Srinivas, sir, Mr. D. Raipa, sir, Manju Rilai, and Mr. Vamshi Raj. And also I welcome faculty of Balaji Group of Institutions and all the participants to this valedictory session. Welcome you all. Now I over this to Dr. Sudhakar, sir. Sir, over to you, sir. Sir, could you unmute?
Yeah. Now it will be a pleasure to listen to all the dignitaries of this program. So at the outset, I would like to invite our convener, Dr. V. Narayan, sir, to present a report on FDP. Over to Narayan, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. During this lockdown, I have attended more than 65 programs like webinars, FDPs, conferences. So what I found that wherever I attended the program, they will be concentrating on their topic. Suppose there is a mathematics. They will concentrate on only whatever the topics available in mathematics like ODE, PDE, numerical analysis, like that. So I have not found any program where it covers all the sciences and humanities. So immediately I discussed with all my faculty, I mean HNS faculty. I taken session, I spoke to principal sir and the management. They have given and they have suggested me, why don't you plan for a topic, a FDP, where it covers all the courses like mathematics, physics, chemistry, English, and general topic. Then immediately, whenever I have any doubt during the PhD, really, I was very fear to meet my guide actually, because now she is okay. Now as a convener, now I am talking, but if I see direct, now I can't dare to talk to ma'am. Madam, please forgive me, ma'am, because as I'm a convener of this program, I supposed to talk. Thank you, ma'am. The thing is, immediately I approached my guide, Dr. H.P. Rani, ma'am. Okay, Narayana, it's a nice program. Why don't you invite Dr. KV, Professor KV Jaykumar, sir, or you can better you consult NIT Director NV Ramana Rao garu. So that ma'am has given that initiation. So immediately, because as Professor KV Jaykumar garu is my external member in my PhD, but director is, if we invite a director, then program will be more colorful. So with the support of my guide, immediately we interacted the director, and later my honorable chairman sir approached the director. So with that, we fixed this program on first day. We director of NIT Warangal accepted our request. And also on first day, I will share my screen so that it will be okay. So on first day, Professor N.V. Ramanarao Garu, Director, NIT Warangal, delivered a talk on effective online teaching, online labs, online research. Really, during this pandemic situation, around more than 100 days, we have been settling in the homes and we are doing and we are taking classes through online. Really, Sir has covered wonderful topic now, which is what as a teacher we need. Really, he covered wonderfully effective online teaching, online labs, and online research. Till now, we in the YouTube, there are more than 5,000 views. So this is about the day one. And day two by Dr. K. Shauribabu. He is my close friend. During his PhD, of course, at that time, I'm working in BITS College. When I approached him, immediately, Narayana, you don't worry, you please fix my time. So thank you, Shauribabu, sir. He is working in assistant professor of physics on a topic photoluminescence biosensors for fast biomolecule detection, how the biosensors are applicable or how the biosensor detects the virus like COVID virus. So he has given a wonderful talk. Till now, 3,200 views. And later I approached Dr. E. Lakshmi Narayan Garu. He is working in a associate professor. He has very good profile. He has 127 papers. He has 18 years experience. He delivered on advances in corrosion science, applications in engineering. He has given a wonderful talk. Even my guide done a project in the corrosion. Same thing I mentioned on that day. And he worked 1.5 years in the Balaji Institute of Technology and Science. Sir, he is very cooperative. He is very good. He presented till now 3,300 views in the YouTube. And next, Dr. Jaipal, we all, Shauribabu, Jaipal, and all, we are located to NIT Warangal community. So when I interacted, Anna, I'll come, you don't worry. So he has given wonderful talk. With my surprise, yesterday he has given a talk and he covered just 20 slides. He covered almost all what as a English faculty required. He has covered everything, training the prospective technocrats to enhance English language productive skills. One day, 3,200 views. That is really, I'm thankful to Jaipal for accepting. And finally, today, my guide, I cannot express my thanks by speaking like this because today I am conducting one FDP means. Whether you believe it or not, madam has given me such a encouragement, such a support. During the PhD, really, I was feared to talk. Now, every day, madam, on the first day, ma'am sent a message, Narayana, congratulations. You started a good path like that, good start like that. Even the second day, third day, every day she is continuous support, ma'am. Today you covered a finite volume methods, and also I am thanks that today madam presented what I have done in the research also, energy streamlines, field synergy. This is work we both worked. Madam today she presented. Thank you, ma'am. Around 2,000 all over the India, across the India, we have received 2,770 registrations. So every day, at the end of the day, it is observed that more than 2,000 views. It's very happy. Most of the participants, they mentioned that as you are uploading high quality videos, actually you all please understand that our college located in a rural background. Our management always ready to upgrade facilities like in terms of Wi-Fi or so many facilities. Though our college is located in rural background, our management, chairman sir and secretary sir, AO sir and principal sir, all the HODs, they are very cooperative. Now, from my college only, we are organizing this program. I thank all the participants and I thank the management for your continuous support and guidance. And my special thanks to principal sir and especially all my dear faculty members, all the coordinators of this FDP and all the my dear faculty. Without your support, now today we made the program as successful. Don't think that it is not one day. 3 weeks we have been struggling to make this program in a successful manner. I thank all the faculty members, HODs, management for your continuous support, and my special thanks to all the resource persons, Dr. H.P. Rani ma'am, Dr. Shauri Babu sir, Jaipal sir, and Lakshmi Narayan sir, and even NIT Director N.V. Ramana Rao garu. With this, I'll close, and I request Dr. V. Sudhakar Rao garu, you please proceed further. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, sir, for giving the information in brief. And may I now invite our beloved principal, Dr. V.S. Hariharan Garu, to speak on this occasion. Over to principal, sir.
So, Honorable Chairman of Balaji Group of Institutions, Dr. A. Rajendra Prasad Reddy Garu, and Secretary, Dr. G. Rajesh Reddy Garu, and today's resource person, that is final day of the FDP program, Professor H.P. Rani Garu from NIT Warangal, and convener, Dr. V. Narayana Garu, and coordinators, Mr. G. Srinivas, Mr. Manzoor Ilagi, Mr. J. Vamshiraj, Mr. D. Rayappa, and participants. So very good morning to one and all. So, and also I thank all the speakers of the previous days being present today. So really I thank you very much for spending your time today also with us. So first of all, so I thank the department convener of H&S, Dr. V. Narayana, so who is the convener of this 1 week program. So really organized very well, involving all the faculty members, assigning specific tasks to each and everyone in a very grand manner, right from the inaugural session. So I think all the participants might have observed and attended also many sessions like this, but you might have seen the difference and also the expert speakers knowledge sharing. Okay, so in all the areas, so I really thank the department, so including Dr. V. Sudhakar Rao sir, senior faculty of our college as well as the department, and Mrs. Karnasri madam for anchoring all the sessions, and all the coordinators for carrying out different tasks parallelly every day. So first of all, I thank our resource persons, Professor N.V. Ramana Rao for NIT Warangal Director. I think a general topic, right? So open to all the teachers, okay, irrespective of whether it is a college or school. Now presently, everyone is on online mode of teaching. So on the effective teaching, online teaching, and online labs and online research. And also thank today's resource person, Dr. H.P. Rani Garu, and Dr. Jaipal, and Dr. E. Lakshmi Narayana, Dr. K. Sauri Babu for accepting our invitation and being a part of our 1 week FDP program. So finally, I thank the management for giving support to conduct this activity in all respects. So thank you. Over to Dr. V. Sudhakar Rao.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for wonderful words of gratitude to all our resource persons and others who involved in our program. I now request Dr. Jaipal from NIT Nagpur, who is one of our guests of honor today, to speak a few words on this occasion. Over to Jaipal, sir.
Please unmute yourself, Jaipal, sir. Okay, sir. Please, sir.
Good morning. So, very good morning to all the participants and resource persons. So, I would like to thank right from the management of the BITS Narsampet, Dr. A. Rajendra Prasad Reddy, Director of the Institute, and Dr. Rajeshwar Reddy, Secretary, Dr. V.S. Hariharan, Principal, BITS Narsampet, and for organizing, especially for organizing such a academic event, a great event, to coordinate and and bring all the academic fraternity into one platform. Though we are in a COVID-19 pandemic situation, so we are not missing this academic connectivity to share. So our thoughts, our teaching, learning process, all the strategies, techniques, innovative creativity, everything can be shared through this online platform. So I thank especially for this all the management of BITS Narsampet. I also would like to congratulate the Dr. Narayana, head of the department, Humanities and Sciences, convener of this FDP program. And I also would like to congratulate Dr. Rayappa and Dr. Vamshiraj and all other coordinators for taking their sincere efforts to make this 1 week, 5-day FDP program very successful. They have done their hard work and everything. So I'm really thankful to the management, BITS Narsampet, and the coordinators and the convener to making me part of this academic event. So I'm really honored to be part of this FDP. I'm really especially honored to be given a chance to speak along with such a successful academician, Professor N.V. Ramana Rao, Director, NIT Warangal, on this same platform, and Dr. H.P. Rani Ma'am, Associate Professor, Department of Mathematics, NIT Warangal, Dr. Shauri Babu, Dr. Lakshmi Narayana from Srinidhi Institute of Sciences, Hyderabad. I'm really thankful to my special mention thanks to Dr. Narayana to giving this opportunity and inviting me and making part of this academic event. So thank you one and all. Thank you very much. Yeah, it is a great successful FDP. I congratulate once again the organizers and the convener. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for your words of appreciation. And really, you have enabled us, all the faculty members, to feel that we are all one and working together even during this pandemic days very effectively. Thank you very much, sir. Now, I have a great pleasure in inviting Dr. E. Lakshmi Narayana, Srinidhi Institute of Technology and Science, to speak a few words on valedictory function. Over to Dr. E. Lakshmi Narayana, sir.
Good morning, sir. At the outset, I congratulate all the participants for completion of their FDP. And definitely, I can say this will be a great program conducted by Department of Humanities and Science, BITS Narsampet. I am very fortunate to be part of this program, and I have delivered lectures during this program at different colleges, but I did not have such a YouTube and Zoom platform. It was only live program and it is not being recorded. So this is the first lecture that was recorded and published online by BITS Narsampet. So, Dr. Narayana sir was telling me about every day that you got 2,000 views, 2,000, 3,000 views, like that. He was reminding me. So with that, I'm really excited. This has such advantage also. So at the outset, I thank management, principal, and my guru, Dr. Sudhakar Rao sir, and HOD and convener Dr. Narayana Garu, the other faculty who really worked hard in making this program a grand success. I thank for giving me opportunity, and really it will be a great program because it is being conducted on par with the offline program. So I did not observe that it is being conducted online, as we are on same platform and doing everything formally, just like offline mode. So for this well-organized being. For this well-organized thing, I really appreciate the Department of Science and Humanities. Thank you very much, sir, for giving me opportunity.
Thank you, Lakshman sir. We are really we feel proud of having you once as our colleague in BITS Narsampet. And you have mentioned that 3,000 viewers, but definitely by the next time when you become our resource person for the next FDP, I'm sure that it will be there will be a massive jump in that, and it will reach to 30,000. I'm sure very easily. So thank you very much for the nice words that you have given about all of us, and really all enjoyed your lecture on corrosion. And we too, even non-chemistry persons like us, also enjoyed the entire session and got a lot of information from them. So thank you very much for being with us in this validation function. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Now I request our guest of honor, Dr. K. Sauribabu Garu. Vignan is from Vignan University. So I request her to speak on this occasion. Over to Sauribabu, sir.
Good morning, everyone. I'm glad to be a part of this valedictory function. I thank the management of BITS for conducting such a beautiful FDP for 1 week, and I thank all the organizers. I would like to mention a few points. The first thing, what admires me is the publicity about the FDP. So because throughout India and from all parts of India, it's not an easy thing for a small for an institute which is located in a rural area and spreading such a spreading the news throughout India and gathering such a huge number of participants. I really admired about it. I really congratulate the management and all the conveners, coordinators, all the faculty members who have been involved in conducting this activity. And another one is, they are minimum 2,000 views for each lecture. Okay? I did not expect such a number of participants watching the lectures. Okay. It is a very good thing that many people from all over India have been watched almost all the lectures in these 5 days, and that itself gives us a symbol of success for this FDP. And this is the, in fact, this is the unique FDP that covers all the topics in science and humanities. Yeah, this is the unique FDP. And one more thing I would like to mention, Dr. Narayana sir, I did my PhD from NIT Warangal from 2009 to 14. I completed there and I worked there for some time as Ladakh faculty and then shift here. And when I was in NIT, so me and Narayana, Jaipal, we used to be not like a colleagues, but we used to be like a very close brothers, especially Narayana sir. Me and Narayana, we always feel like brothers, and so I said okay, and I am really glad to be a part of this, and I thank Dr. Narayana and all the management for giving me this opportunity to present about the topic on biosensors and carried out abroad. Okay? So I thank once again for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the encouragement that you have given to our organizers. Through your words, there is a pat on their back So definitely they will be organizing more effectively in future in coordination with NIT personnel especially. As you said, there is a perfect coordination now between BTNs and NITians. That's what we feel. That is both are in Warangal district. So definitely we will have a few more programs like this, and we welcome all the people from NIT and those alumni of NIT, those who have come from that. So this is what exactly I would like to tell you, and thank you very much for your talk. Thank you very much, sir. So now I request and our chief guest of today's function, Dr. H.P. Rani Garu, Associate Professor, NIT Warangal, to voice her message to all our participants. Madam, I request you to do that. Over to H.P. Rani, madam.
Madam, please unmute yourself, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
First of all, let me congratulate the management of Balaji Institute, the chairman, principal, convener, coordinators, and the technical team, who are all behind this pandemic situation in organizing not only for their faculty and also for the society. Everyone, it is giving an overwhelming response. Means it is so much successful. Once again, my congratulations to all of you. And it is really eye-opener. Things you are doing for the society also. At the research level, even the students also I have seen, they are attending and they are getting benefited from the resource persons, whoever you have invited. So I congratulate once again all your efforts. So my message is you keep on doing such type of programs in association with the faculties and also the resource persons who are good in this area. Also, it is overwhelming that you all associated together, the science and humanities faculties coming together and organizing such an event is a very good thing. And you are giving a message to the participants that we can work together and we can share our knowledge through the questions, whatever they have posed to the resource persons. It is showing their keen interest in their research areas. That is the message which we want, and we want to work together, whoever may be the case, whether they are from Warangal or they are outside of Warangal. So once again, I congratulate all of you. Thanks for giving me the chance to be part of this 5 days FDP. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for being as chief guest for our today's function. And in fact, we all know about you in advance because Dr. Narayana always tells us about you and he praises you a lot. So before you became a resource person to our program, we all are aware of you, madam. So and your contribution in his PhD program. Right. So thank you very much for that one, and thank you for giving a very nice message to all our participants. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
May I now request our Secretary, Sir, Dr. G. Rajeshwar Reddy Garu, to address the gathering. Dr. Rajeshwar Reddy, sir, over to you.
Hello. Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, sir. Audible, sir.
Yeah. I congratulate all the participants, and it's very nice to have so many intellectual persons, and also our professors, assistant professors from NIT and other areas. As of because of some work, I mean, I'm outside actually. I mean, I'm outside the house, and presently I'm driving. I don't think it's a safe option to address now. So, but it was nice being part of it. So I wish you all good luck, and thanks everybody for being part of it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for giving a short message, though you are in driving mode now. Thank you very much for participating and giving a short message, though maybe. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, I call upon Karunasri Madam to propose vote of thanks. Over to Karnasri, madam.
Madam, please unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. I deem it a privilege to propose vote of thanks on this valedictory session. I firstly like to take an opportunity to thank Chairman of Balaji Group of Institutions, Dr. A. Rajendra Prasad Reddy, sir, Secretary of our institutions, Dr. G. Rajeshwar Reddy, sir, and Principal, Dr. V.S. Hariharan, sir, for the perfect logistic support and guidance they have extended to all of us. I also extend my sincere thanks to convener and head of the department, Dr. V. Narayana, sir, for his enormous efforts he had made for many days in organizing this session. My deep sense of gratitude to Chief Administrative Officer, Mr. S. Suresh, advisor of this FDP, Dr. V. Sudhakar Rao, sir, and all the heads of the departments for their advice given to us from time to time. My deep sense of appreciations to all teaching and non-teaching staff. Ladies and gentlemen, I owe my gratitude to all the resource persons who made their presence and enlightened us for all these sessions in this 1 week FDP. Thanks to Ramana Rao sir, Savli Babu sir, Lakshmanarayana sir, Jaipal sir, and Dr. H.P. Rani madam. Thank you everyone. I also express my gratitude to all the faculty of Balaji Group of Institutions, and special thanks to all the participants who were with us for this 1 week FDP. Thank you everyone for your cooperation, and I thank each and everyone who had made their part in making this program successful. Thank you. Over to Sudhakar sir.
Okay, thank you, madam. We have almost come to the end of valedictory program now, and it will be ended with the national anthem. So I request all of you to please stand for the national anthem. Over to Narayan sir for arranging national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Okay, I thank everybody. Shall we call it a day, Narayan sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I thank all the resource persons, Dr. H.P. Rani ma'am, Jaipal sir, Shauri Babu sir, Lakshmanarayan sir, and all the participants and all my dear faculty members. I thank all of you for made this program successful. Now I'm going to post the today's feedback. Remember, we are going to provide 5 different feedback links: mathematics, physics, chemistry, English, and general. General means other than maths, physics, chemistry, and English. Now I'm going to share this feedback. After that, I'll close this meeting. Thank you, all of you.